I was preaching in a church on a Sunday morning recently, and I had the opportunity to renew an acquaintanceship with a very dear friend, an extraordinarily strong Christian, a leader in his church. Later that week, he committed suicide. And it was a shock to me, and a shock to everybody who knew him. Now the question is this, and I get it often. If a Christian commits suicide, will he go to heaven? I believe that he will. The idea that Christians will not go to heaven, I think, dates back to the 3rd century in the Roman Catholic Church, when they determined that suicide is a crime against the church. As a crime against the church, when someone was lying near death, if they had committed a crime against the church, or if a person was a suicide victim, then under no circumstances could the priest, the local priest, come and perform rites of absolution for that person's sins, which would guarantee them entrance into heaven. And that's given rise into all the succeeding denominations that have followed, is my conviction. But will a person go to heaven if he's a Christian and commits suicide? I say yes. And the reason that I say that is because we are a 3-part person. We're a body, we're a soul, and we're a spirit. Bible teachers and preachers, well-meaning as they are, sometimes confuse the soul and the spirit. The soul, in the Greek, is psyche, P-S-U-C-H-E. We brought it into the English as psyche, P-S-Y-C-H-E. It means emotions or personality. On the other hand, spirit is pneuma, P-N-E-U-M-A, pneuma. It has to do with wind or air. As Jesus said, you don't know where the wind is coming from nor whither he goeth. And he's talking about the Spirit of God. When you were saved, you became not only a body and a soul, a physical body of hair, skin, and bone, and a soul of your emotions, but you became a spirit, and John said that spirit cannot sin. Do you know who the most miserable person in the world is? It's a saved man trying to live like a lost man. He has the Spirit of God inside of him that cannot sin, that's in a constant struggle with the soulish part of man, that man's emotions. If the soulish part of you, your emotions, had been saved, you'd never become irate, terribly angry, never lust, and never be greedy. If your body was saved, you would not get old. You would not get cancer and arthritis and heart trouble and die. The fact of the matter is, the only part about you that was saved was your spirit. Thank God, in glory, you'll have a totally new mind and a totally new body. But right now, you're carrying around that body of death. And when a poor person decides that he or she will contemplate about ending their own lives, it's because they have a broken body, perhaps, but for sure, a distraught mind. A broken, distraught mind. And let me say this to you. If you contemplate dark thoughts and even remotely think of ending your life, you need to talk to somebody, call a friend or a family member. I've talked about teen suicide to over 1 million teenagers face to face. You know what I've told them? One thing for sure. If you've had a problem that just hangs on day after day and week after week, talk to some adult about it. And if you have a friend who even mentions to you, even breathes to you, that they're thinking of ending their lives, tell some adult what your friend has told you. And I invariably get this response, but Dr. Hunter, if I do that, my friend will be furious with me. And my reply is, it's better to have an angry friend than to have a dead friend. Yes, I believe that people who know the Lord and are saved will go to heaven when they die because of that spirit that lies within them. Now, my friend who sadly made that horrible decision. Okay, Dr. Hunter, he'll go to heaven. But what happens at the judgment? He will have to answer to the God who loves him. When that Father who loves him, who gave his only begotten beloved Son of his own to die at Calvary for my friend, that he might be saved, he's going to look at him and say, I loved you so much. I loved you so much. In the depth of your sorrow, why didn't you come to me? Why didn't you come to me? That's a failure on your part. And he'll have to answer for that. But I assure you of this, as he went through the gates of glory, I believe that God wrapped his arms around him and said, welcome home, son. Welcome home. I love you. I love you. Live here forever in peace. And I want to say to you, you that are tired and you that are weary, this is a spiritual battle. Anybody that tells you that once you get saved, Satan is going to back off and life's going to become easier does not understand the machinations and devices of the devil. Often, very often, when you become a Christian, the real battle with evil begins. But remember this, greater is he that is within you than he that is within the world. And there is victory in Jesus. When dark thoughts come, go find a friend, go find a relative, but most of all, go to the throne of God and you'll find help. This is Evangelist Harold Hunter. If you find this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button before you leave. It's at the bottom of your video. It'll help us as we spread the gospel. Thank you for watching.